Hey all you cool cats and kittens. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Melissa. Thank you so much for watching me today. I wanted to start off this video with a quick little update, apology type situation. I haven't posted in a while and I'm going to kind of explain why before we get into this video. So right now, if you're watching it months after I post this, right now we're going through the coronavirus. I felt like posting a video in this time might be a little bit insensitive, especially with everything that's going on in the world right now. I felt like, who cares what I have to say when people are losing their loved ones and are so sick and can't breathe and are going through such a hard time. I didn't know if I wanted to post. I was kind of feeling like, who cares what I have to say? I am so small compared to everything that's going on in the world right now. So I wasn't posting for a little while because I just didn't know if it was the right thing to do. And that might seem dramatic, but I don't ever want anyone to feel like I'm making less of the situation that's going on. I care so deeply about everyone that is affected by this, and I just didn't want anyone to think that I was ignoring it. So I felt like I shouldn't post. I didn't think that it was the right thing to do. And then I talked to Jordan about it, and he was like, well, you cannot post, or you can post and kind of take people's minds off things that are happening in the world and be a distraction for people. So I think that really helped me move on from my block of not feeling like I should post something. So here I am today. Jordan always gives me the best advice. Something that I love to do that gets my mind off of things is read. I am such a bookworm. If you know me, you know I go through books like crazy. I think last summer I read like 23 books. I have a problem. My thing is, I go through books so quickly because you don't watch a movie and stop it halfway through and then finish it another day. You have to finish it. And I can't stop reading when I'm already entranced in the story and the plot, and I just can't. I can't stop. I have a problem. So I figured in this time when everyone's home and not doing anything, or working from home and bored like I am, I would share my book collection with you. I have a lot of books. I like to read. This isn't even all my books because I left some back home at my parents' house before I moved here. So, but these are mostly all the books that I really, really like. Disclaimer, I like books that are psychological thrillers. I like true crime books. I like romance books. So if you don't like those books or that genre, probably not the video for you. Also, I have two authors that I really, 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 really like. You'll see them a lot in this video. Harlan Coben is one of my favorite authors of all time. His books are just mind-blowing. Every time I read one, I'm just like, how do you think of this type of plot? Like, I just cannot grasp how smart he is. I love him. If Harlan Coben sounds familiar to you, it's probably because you've been on Netflix in the most recent time. And The Stranger is a new series on Netflix, and that's actually based on one of his books. The book was better, but the series was really good as well. So if you want to check that out before you read or see kind of what Harlan Coben's books are like, I definitely recommend it. It was really good. And I really also like Natasha Preston. I'm just gonna kind of jump into my favorite books. Right now, I'm reading this one by Natasha Preston. It's called The Twin. This is her newest book. She has 6 books out right now. She started on Wattpad, and basically that's like an online book thing. I hate tablet reading. I refuse to do it. I like having books. I like feeling books. I like seeing my book collection. That's just me. Sorry if you feel like I'm wasting paper. I feel really bad about it too, but I physically cannot read on a tablet. It gives me such a headache. These are all of her books. I kind of will just go through them first. Like I said, I love Natasha Preston. I will go through from my favorite to my least favorite. Still, they're all really good. Right now, like I said, I'm reading The Twin. It's basically about this these twins who get separated because their parents get divorced. They live with either one of the parent, and then the mom actually dies, and she gets sent to live with her dad and her other twin sister, and the twin that was with the mom is super shady, and she's being really weird. No one else sees it except for the twin sister. And so yeah, I haven't figured out why she's being super shady, but I'm gonna keep reading this. So far it's pretty good. My favorite Natasha Preston book is this one. This is called The Cabin. It's so good. I don't want to like spoil anything because I blabber about books that I like. The back of this, I'll read the back of it. It says, a weekend partying at a remote cabin is just what Mackenzie needs. She can't wait to let loose with her friends, but a crazy night of fun leaves the two of them dead, murdered. With no signs of a forced entry or struggle, suspicion turns to the 5 survivors. Someone isn't telling the truth, and Mackenzie's first mistake, assuming the killing is over. This book was so good. You think you know what's happening, and you think you have it all figured out, and then no, you don't. You don't. So when you're reading this and you think, oh, I know who the killer is, you are wrong. I definitely 100% recommend. This is like my favorite book of all time. I recommend it to everyone. So that's one. You Will Be Mine. Basically, this girl is getting notes sent to her by this really creepy person. This one was okay. It was pretty good. It's a long, I'm not gonna read this on the back, but this was good. I really liked this one too. The Lost, this was really good. Basically about these 2 girls who get kidnapped, and they get taken to this place in the middle of nowhere, and it's kind of like Saw, where there's people in isolated areas and they're getting tortured. I sound like a psychopath for liking these books. But this one was really good. The twist at the end was kind of predictable, but not really. So read this one, I really like that one. Awake is my least favorite book from her, but still amazing. It's about a cult. I sound like a psycho. Sorry. This one is about a cult that basically the mom and the dad were in this cult, but they don't remember. This one was really good too. And The Cellar. So this was actually the first book I read from her. She was recommended to me by my really good friend, Jessica Ross. She got me hooked on Natasha Preston. So this was the first one that I read. This one is probably my second favorite after The Cellar. This one is about girls who get kidnapped, and then they kind of get Stockholm Syndrome to the person that kidnapped them. And at the end, I'm not gonna spoil it. Read this one. If you're gonna read any of those, definitely read this one and The Cellar. They're my 2 favorite. Okay, next, the After series. These books are so good. They're very sexual. So if you liked 50 Shades of Grey, you will like this. The only difference is it's more college themed. So in 50 Shades of Grey, obviously he has this like empire, and in this one, it's this bad guy. There's actually the movie after. The movie was okay, but the book was really good. They definitely changed the plot a little bit in the movie. They made it a lot less graphic. The book is very graphic. Some of this content in the book might be disturbing and give people kind of PTSD with situations that they possibly have been through, so be careful if you want to read these books. Again, they're good, I really like them, but they might trigger people. But again, it's really good. Basically, if you've seen the movie, it's this guy and a girl, and the guy sucks, and then he changes for her, but he still kind of sucks all the time, and she's just so drawn and in love with him, and a lot of the time I wanted to punch her in the face, but still really good. I love this series. The Wife Between Us, this was a really good book. I'll read the back. When you read this book, you will make many assumptions. You will assume you're reading about a jealous ex-wife. You will assume she is obsessed with her replacement, a beautiful younger woman who is about to marry the man they both love. You will assume you know the anatomy of this tangled love triangle. Assume nothing. Twisted and deliciously chilling, The Wife Between Us deftly explores the hidden complexities of marriage and the dangerous truths we ignore in the name of love. Read between the lines. This one was mind-blowing as well. That one is by Greer Hendricks and Sarah Pekkanen. It was really good. Definitely read that one too. The Woman in the Window. I believe they're actually about to make a movie about this. Oh yes, yes, they are about to make a movie about this. It's been on TV a couple times. I've read this before I saw any of the trailers for it, and I guess I didn't realize that they were about to make a movie out of it. But this is so good. Again, you don't see it coming. It's so good. This woman, there's a lot of twists. Basically, this woman can't leave her house because she has a phobia of being outside, and a lot of shit happens in this book that you don't see coming. So read this. I really like this one. Harlan Coben, Don't Let Go. Okay, so this one is about this guy who is a detective, and years and years and years and years before, his brother and his brother's girlfriend were found dead on railroad tracks. A long time after their death, he gets pulled back into the case and finds out a lot of messed up shit. Again, Harlan Coben blows my mind. Gotta read that one. Obviously, I have the Harry Potter series. So I read the first Harry Potter book in 2 days. I read all of these books in a month and a half because I couldn't put them down. I was an avid Harry Potter fan, and then my friend would always make fun of me because they were like, you can't be a huge Harry Potter fan if you haven't read the books. And I was like, you know what, you're right, but I do not have time to read all of these books. And then over the summer, I read them in a month. I learned so many things from the books that I didn't know in the movies. So many things clicked from watching the movies so many times. I knew everything about the movies, but then when you read the books, you're just open to a whole new light. So if you really like Harry Potter but you haven't read the books, I highly recommend it. And it's the thing about the Harry Potter books, I always say, is they are just as good as the movie. And sometimes there's scenes in the movies that are way better than scenes in the book, and there's sometimes scenes in the book that are way better than scenes in the movie, which you don't really hear a lot. You always hear the book is so much better than the movie. I do not think that entirely with the series. They did amazing on the movies. I love the movies. There are parts that I wish they probably should have included from the books, and there are parts that are added in the movies, but the books and the movies are equally amazing. So this is my next one, another Harlan Coben book. Again, psychological thriller. You find out what actually happens. I'm trying to be as vague as possible, but this is still really good. I'll read it a little bit. As a boy, Will Klein had a hero, his older brother Ken. Then on a warm suburban night in the Klein's affluent New Jersey neighborhood, a young woman, a girl Will had once loved, was found brutally murdered in her family's basement. The prime suspect, Ken Klein. With the evidence against him overwhelming, Ken simply vanished. And when his shattered family never heard from Ken again, they were sure he was gone for good. Is he gone for good? You'll have to find out. One of Us is Lying. This was good. I really liked this one. A little bit predictable. Basically, it's about these kids that get sent to detention. One of them dies while in detention, and then you find out who killed him and why. This one was really good. Next one, Girl Wash Your Face. Just one of those motivational books. I also have The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. These two were really good. There's some things in Girls Wash Your Face that really, really hit home for me. I think this is also the type of book, if you're gonna read these type of books, you need to read them frequently. You can't just read it once and then put it on your shelf. You have to remind yourself about what is in these books, or else there's literally no point in reading them. So if you're gonna read one of these motivational books, definitely read it more than once. If you're not that type of person, probably don't get those books. James Patterson, he's another psychological thriller author. This book was actually recommended to me by my twin brother. So again, It's called The Murder House. There's a house that everyone says, oh, people get murdered there, and then people actually get murdered there. This was really good. And last but not least, Harlan Coben's 6 Years. So again, Harlan Coben is so good! So I'll read the back of this. 6 years has passed since Jake Fisher watched Natalie, the love of his life, marry another man. 6 years of keeping his promise to leave Natalie alone, and 6 years of tortured dreams about her life with her new husband, Todd. So when Jake comes across Todd's obituary, he can't keep himself away from the funeral. There, he gets a glimpse of Todd's wife he's hoping for. But she's not Natalie. Soon, Jake's search of the woman who broke his heart puts his very life at risk as he uncovers his secrets and lies that love can hide. This one was really good. I know I read The Stranger, which is on Netflix, and it's about this woman who goes to people and exposes truth in their lives, and it's really, really good. That book is amazing. The book is better than the TV series, but I don't know where the book is. Okay, anyway, so yeah, that is the end of my books. Thank you guys so much for watching today. I hope I gave you some books here that you might want to read and take your mind off of this crazy world. Again, please don't judge me for liking all the psychological thrillers. I was actually even thinking about doing a segment on my channel of like true crime on Tuesdays, maybe like once or twice a month. So let me know if that's something that you'd be interested in. I love true crime. I love those kinds of books, obviously. Don't forget to like and subscribe and comment down below what your favorite book is so that I can go read that when I'm done with the book I'm reading right now. And please, please, please stay safe, wash your hands, don't go outside, please don't go outside, and go on Google Hangouts and don't hang out with your friends, okay? Thank you so much. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!